Which brings us to slightly less serious territory with Jupiter in Aries and Taurus. Jupiter's going to whip through Aries, which, Aries is pretty much fine with. We had a little bit of a taste of Jupiter in Aries early this year, and in just a couple of days' time, he'll kind of like plow on through, it's full steam ahead, Jupiter in Aries from the 21st of December until May when he gets into Taurus, in honor of all things Aryan, which is the head. I've zhuzhed up my hair. So, if you want to wear a fancy hat or do something wild with your hair, now until May is a good time to do it. Jupiter is expressive, it's over the top, or can be, and that's certainly what's happening in this picture. This is more your Jupiter in Taurus picture with all the good stuff of life, like swathes of fabric, gold chariots drawn by a cheetah. Why not drink wine from a bowl with a next year's harvest, or next year's vintage under your arm already, carried around by your friends? Why walk when there's music? People are just having a grand old time. But that's not Aries. Aries would be whipping that chariot and plowing on forward. So there's a certain impulsivity, I guess, and this need to react instinctively in the first half of the year. And then after Jupiter transitions into Taurus, you can kind of slow down. But I think you want to get out of the gates quickly with Jupiter next year, and kind of really go for it, and go for it hard and fast and more. You want to pretend you're Usain Bolt and just freaking go for those goals. And get it done as quick as you can, go as far and as fast as you can. The downside is with confidence, there can come arrogance, but those people, Kanye West just popped into my head. He's freaking amazing, but also repellent. He's just awful. And I think he's somebody that probably used to be confident and have that swagger, but he's just tipped over into the God complex, the arrogance, the reckless and risky behavior, where it's all me, and he's controversial for controversy's sake, not for anything else. So he's just kind of gone too far with the Jupiter in Aries energy. But on the positive side, for us ordinary mortals, you've got the opportunity to believe in yourself, to make your own magic. It's enthusiastic, it's optimistic, and you create your own opportunities. And there's almost this beautiful naive willingness to give it a go. And Jupiter in Aries says, just have a crack.
Absolutely. Kanye in Jupiter in Aries just can't get out of his own head. So I know that he has mental health issues, but many people have mental health issues. And for the level of fame that he has and the level of money he's reputed to have, the fact that he's not getting the help he needs screams of that Jupiter in Aries arrogance that we need to be wary of. Jupiter in Aries, I cannot believe how fast it feels like it's flying through there. And we've delved back into Jupiter in Pisces, and it's calmed the pace down. But I was saying to Kim during the week, the amount of people that I work with while Jupiter was in Aries that decided that they must have ADHD was incredible. And it was a hot topic. And I work in a corporate library environment in the real world. So there are people who are very much in their head. But this Jupiter in Aries thing had them just blurting out, oh my God, I think I've got ADHD, or oh my God, I'm on the neurodiversity spectrum. And it was just interesting. My astrological mind was going, a lot of people thinking the same thing. So it'll be very interesting to see how that plays out as Jupiter just flies on through a very fiery and bossy sign. And we also have the be brave. Just be brave. Just do it. It's not like the NICAD. It's very much go, I don't think I can do this, pause, and then do it. and surprise yourself. It's actually really beautiful. It's inspirational. And just reflecting on this picture, if this was Jupiter in Aries, that cheetah would be unbound and there would be fisticuffs everywhere. Right. I love this image. It is very Jupiter in Taurus.
Yeah, and Jupiter in Taurus is actually what everybody's excited about in 2023. So in a way, Jupiter in Aries has been just kind of like a little kind of quick like spark, very Aryan, and spark and a fizzle. Like it doesn't seem to have had the impact that Jupiter in Pisces has had, or that we're anticipating, perhaps because Taurus is a fixed sign that'll have sort of a bit more staying power. So like it's going to be decadent. It's fixed earth, it's ruled by Venus, so like more is more. My cautions for Jupiter in Taurus are for overindulgence, excess, weight gain, laziness, but my positives are overindulgence, excess weight gain, and laziness. These are all like fucking awesome things. Ooh, might bleep that out. But like, this is your chance to kind of go all in with sensuality, with your physicality, with I don't know, cushions on the couch. Just like put as many of the damn things as you want there. Fabrics that feel good, things that make you feel rich and abundant. And that might be food, it might be like 2 hours with like the bubble bath filled right up to the top. Whatever just makes you feel like a queen is a gift of Jupiter in Pisces. Yeah.
Jupiter in Aries is more resonant with the knight, and Jupiter in Taurus is definitely the queen vibe for all genders. But it's also quite conservative. So Jupiter in Aries is not conservative. Jupiter in Taurus will be more conservative, and it will be a slowing down and taking time. I have a millennial child who is fascinated by an area of TikTok, which is all homesteaders. These are people who make their own jam. They grow the fruit. And it's that beautiful journey from I did this to I'm standing here eating bread that I made with jam that I grew the fruit to and did the whole process. And she, as an elder millennial, she's fascinated by it. Now, we've grown veggies her whole life pretty much, but that kind of slow processes and a very, I'd say outdated way of living, but it's probably not to them because they didn't live through what we live through, but it to me seems to be very 50s housewife kind of vibe, and not just aesthetically, they're actually living it. And I think we'll see a resurgence of that. I think it'll jump off TikTok and kind of move into the pages of your Sunday pullout, and it would be satisfying. And Jupiter in Taurus wants to be satisfied
over and over again
every day.
Read into what you would like to read into that, ladies.
Yeah.
I think that artisanal process, is that how do you say the word, slowing down and really kind of getting into the rising of the bread, the kneading of the dough. I am going to pickle my own beetroots. I've got a couple of beetroots in there, and you can just go to the shop and buy them in a tin, and I think they pretty much taste much for muchness. But I'm gonna put my lemon myrtle in there, my little Australian twist to it, and my cloves and things. Being hands-on, Taurus is a sign that wants to get in there and experience matter, through the senses. So I think, watching the jam boil, and I think that kind of became a thing as an edgy thing to do with Uranus moving through Taurus, and Jupiter is going to dial up that kind of analog energy. It was what is the ultimate luxury? The ultimate luxury is slowing down and taking time.
As very, very privileged people, our biggest luxury is time. And we constantly say we don't have enough of it, me in particular. I also want to just sync back to what I was saying previously about that Saturn in Pisces and then Pluto moving into Aquarius. This Jupiter moving into Taurus is another indicator of we become aware of our earthly resources. Now, Jupiter doesn't do lack. So Jupiter looks at everything as though, well, we've got enough, we'll be fine, and will be. But it's once again, how are we processing the earth in ways that are sustainable for the future? So, I mean, it's about time, but 2023 will be very, very interesting. All of our little Zoomers are entering adulthood. So that's Gen Z is really coming into it, and they're very political, like us Gen Xers were. And so it'll be very interesting to reflect at the end of this transit on where we've landed with our earthly resources.
Yeah, it's definitely becoming more and more important, like the full life cycle of things. And more about that. Like, people are interested in where their stuff comes from and where it goes at the end of its time with you. So here are the key dates for Jupiter in 2023. From May, Jupiter will be in Taurus, and he settles in for like a whole year there, so it takes you through to 2024. The square with Pluto, which we looked at before, there's that 0 degrees. This is just kind of looking at it from the Jupiter perspective. Retrograde in September for what's that, like about 5 months, 4. That's what I wanted to say. Like, New Year's Eve for 2024, or is that 2023 New Year's Eve? Anyway, that New Year's Eve party is OTT. You might want to like book your accommodation, ship in some like fancy alcohol from the other side of the world. It's like the decorations, the outfit. Like, if you're ever going to have, the party of a lifetime, that is a really good date for it. Get amongst it and do something that feels completely decadent and overindulgent.
Yeah, you've been warned. And it would be brewing your own alcohol, I believe.
It's like soaking fruit in alcohol for like
distill. Yeah, why not?
Here are Sandra's details. She really does make beautiful remediation products. I'm wearing some mercury beads right now. With
which are my first. Oh my God! Hi, Maria. Yeah, I've got some.
And she makes beautiful spritzers as well. They're like really, really lovely as well. It plays to just kind of like have a play with this stuff and see how it goes for you. I think remediation is a nice sort of overlap between witchcraft and astrology, and it doesn't have to be a whole big thing. I think astrological magic has a heavy masculine leaning, and there is a bit of play there. Sometimes you just need something. So these moments are really valuable for getting amongst the magic that's shining down on us all the time.
If you're a newbie, as we all are at one time, I recommend don't make permanent talismans. If I could answer why they work, I would be a gazillionaire and own Twitter right now. They work. They pack a punch. I love gifting them to people and getting their feedback. But if you're just starting out with creating things, do some sigils into a candle, like make something that could be easily destroyed if it's not gelling with you or vibing with you or bringing you the rewards that you were, or the moment that you were seeking to capture, and then work up to engraving beautiful gemstones. And even mala can be dismantled if they're not working right. But once you start making coins and working with metal and jewelry and stuff, they're permanent and they're hard to get rid of. So start small, see how you go, and find the magic within.
I think that's important in light of like the closed loop life cycle we were talking about before. And it's one of the things that my that I've learned through the coven I'm involved with is that when you are creating a magical thing, think of how you're going to dispose of it. It just, it's full cycle, and you're responsible for it when you create it and bring it into the world. Here's my little bit of promo. I am now calling my membership group Magical Mentoring because I want to get into juicier stuff. We talk about astrology, but also this magical and spiritual context that is part of it. And I'm also offering the Pleiades, which is a peer support circle for metaphysical professionals. That is I'm not so much on social media anymore, but pretty much you can find me, Kim Fairminer, on Facebook, Astrology, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. There's my website. Most of you know how to find me, and I've got my phone number. Give me a damn call.